dependency syndrome. And that dependency syndrome is like drug, like cocaine. That is why every day they must create relevance to sort out themselves. And that is the dependency syndrome that made the northern elders to be shouting hue and cry at the beginning of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration that they are sacking our children, quote unquote, not children, from...
Hello and what's up, guys? In this video, you are about to hear something that will shock you. A top-notch political analyst went on Trust TV and dropped a bombshell about the real problem facing the north and honestly the whole of Nigeria. He said Nigerians are suffering from two deadly ailments. The first one he called dependency syndrome. According to him, this sickness has eaten deep into the elite. He revealed how former ministers, governors, even Senate presidents cannot survive without depending on the state. Out of 10 former governors in Nigeria, how many are sponsoring scholarships for their own people from their own pockets? Almost none. Instead, they keep shouting and crying to stay relevant. He even linked this to the way northern elders keep shouting Tinubu's name and crying about their so-called children losing position in CBN or FAN moving to Lagos. He asked a tough question. Are those positions really for the children of the ordinary northerners, the shoe shiner, the akara seller, or are they for the children of the elites who are hooked on this drug-like dependency? And then he didn't stop there. He gave a shocking example of a former governor, someone who ruled more than 15 years ago, now reduced to a glorified personal assistant to another governor, all because they cannot stand on their own without government money. That, he said, is the full effect of this dependency syndrome. But wait, he warned that the second element is even more dangerous. He called it Stockholm Syndrome. And he said this one is what is truly destroying the common man in the north. The details will leave you speechless. Guys, I will let you watch this video for yourself so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already done so. Take a look, guys, and remember to share your thoughts after watching.
Those things that are meant to be done in every region are being accounted for and are delivered the way they're meant to be delivered.
Okay, the problem we have, I will speak about the north, but the other regions should take it as a mirror upon themselves because they are also guilty of the same. Albeit ours is worse because we've had more opportunities than others. Nigerians are afflicted by two elements. One is what is called dependency syndrome. The second one is the Stockholm Syndrome. This is psychology now. And unless we deal with these two elements, what you are asking me will not be addressed. What do I mean? The elites, the elites, okay, are suffering from dependency syndrome. That is how you have all this narrative, this political grandstanding, this dummy selling of deceiving the masses when we don't really care about them. Why? Because a former minister, a former governor, a former Senate president is still dependent on the state, cannot generate income, cannot support anybody. Out of 10 former governors in Nigeria, how many of them have scholarship scheme for the people from their own constituency with their own money that they have made or they have stolen from us? Dependency syndrome. And that dependency syndrome is like drug, like cocaine. That is why every day they must create relevance to sort out themselves. And that is the dependency syndrome that made the northern elders to be shouting hue and cry at the beginning of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration that they are sacking our children, quote unquote, not children, from CBN. They are relocating FAN, Federal Airport Authority, to Lagos, when 70% of the children in CBN are our children. Children of shoe shiner, children of Akarasela are not in CBN. They are not addressing these issues because of dependency syndrome. Hardly, and please, I want somebody to prove me wrong, that an average Nigerian politician will survive out of this political grandstanding for 1 year. We have a situation, Maimuna and Hawa, that a former governor that was governor 15 years ago is a glorified personal assistant to a governor today. That is dependency syndrome. So they will not deal with the issue of us, they will only deal with the issue of them. Now, Stockholm Syndrome is the ailment that is bedeviling the common man. We are in love with our captors, Honorable Maimuna and Hawa. We love our captors. I got insulted, I got challenged, I got threatened during the tax reform just because I said we should be constructive as Northerners and we should stop looking as if we are not strategic. And one of the boys that was sent to insult me by a senior citizen of this country, by the time we got him, when I looked at him and looked at what he was wearing, I shook my head and said, Stockholm Syndrome. I have a scholarship scheme across Nigeria. The man that sent it does not have scholarship for even his neighbors, and he's an elite, and we're in that strata of ACF whatnot. Now, that Stockholm Syndrome is why the elites will continue to play yo-yo with us Nigerians. As we speak today, people in the hinterlands are not talking to their governors, are not talking to members of House of Reps, are not talking to their senators, are busy shouting. Now, by the way, for the record, everybody knows I'm not a member of any political party, right? And I speak truth to power even for the incumbent. But as a northerner that wants North to progress, the truth must be told. We are suffering from Stockholm Syndrome, and that is why they will... Look, during Buhari's era, the multidimensional poverty, the insecurity, all the issues, you dare not mention this issue to somebody who has not eaten for 3 days in Kaduna or Kano. He will have you for lunch, even though he has not eaten for 5 days. Stockholm Syndrome. So these people that are now saying, they know what Honorable is saying about, they know, but they understand this Stockholm Syndrome, dependency syndrome that they are selling. So unless we address that as Northern Nigerians, and I'm not generalizing this issue, by the way, we have fine, brilliant people. When I mentioned the glorified PA, we have people like Dr. Mansour Mukhtar, that was Minister of Finance during Arewa's time, that went on to become, to work the World Bank, and now he's Islamic Development Bank as Vice President. We have people that are front-facing, but majority are not. And that is why we have these issues. So average Nigerians should look beyond the conspiracy of the elites. We will always sort out ourselves to understand that until they also recognize who they are, this thing will not change. They will continue playing this politics, and whoever becomes the president tomorrow, it is just a question of same actors, different costumes.
All right.
Concluded this meeting. What is it all about? What do you want to achieve?
Well, it's a meeting of Northerners, specifically to discuss as a family problems bedeviling the North, and how to look for solutions to it, how to prepare for the oncoming election, to see to the fact that our interests, we elect only somebody who has the interests of the North at heart and who will address the challenges facing the North. Because as it is, we are of the opinion that this government has no interest in solving problems bedeviling the North, be it infrastructure, be it peace, be it security. So we have to take the ball in our hands and work towards achieving solutions to our problems.
So what are the resolutions from this meeting?
Well, the solution is that we should go out and continue to organize Northerners, continue to pass on the messages that we've spoken here today, so that our people from top to bottom will be united and take a single position in the coming election.
What is the position of the stakeholder with regards to ADC as opposition coalition platform for 2027 election?
Well, the truth of the matter is that we started out as what we call a consultative forum for northern politicians, but as the momentum was going on, it appears that the whole of the North have decided that they will join ADC. So now the distinction between what the National Political Consultative Group is and the ADC has blurred. So our people have encouraged us, have directed us, and have mandated us to organize ourselves in the manner that will deliver whatever we want through the ADC.
Is the North stakeholders willing to support the Northerners to succeed President Bola Ahmed Tinubu 2027?
The ADC, as a political party, is a party that is founded on democratic principles. We are going to go to congresses and conventions to elect our representatives at the election. And whoever emerges, be it North, South, Central, West, whoever emerges at either the congresses or at the convention, ADC will support it, and the Northern Political Consultative Group will support that person.
Sir, there is a fear.
I go to Nigeria. If you are in Nigeria, you know the challenges facing the North. There's insecurity, there's economic deprivation, there's marginalization, there's everything that is designed to humble us, designed to disintegrate us, designed to underdevelop us.
Sir, there is a fear that the votes don't count, and so effort by the coalition is an exercise in futility.
There's nobody in ADC leadership or rank and file that believes that votes do not count. Votes do count, and we are going to make sure that votes do count. This election, votes will count. I tell you, Forget about the fact that votes will knock out. APC is a party of Nigerians, ADC is one. Whatever techniques, whatever malicious activity they throw at us will counter it effectively.
We are facing difficulties. There is a lot of wahala. There is a lot of hunger. And it is something that we have to pray for God to obliterate it, to remove it. We have to say it, but certainly it's not insulting anybody. We are calling on the presidency and the federal government to change their style. Whenever a policy is not popular, they should listen to people. They should not be arrogant and thinking that whatever they come, it must be. This is not an oligarchy. This is not a military rule. They must listen to the people. And that is what makes a good leader. And we pledge to be loyal to them. But anything they are doing contrary to that, they are calling for anarchy. They are calling for intransigency. And it is unacceptable. There is a lot of wahala. We must work together across the party lines, across all the tiers of government, to provide succor and solace to the Nigerian people. It is not about pride or ego. We must be able to do things that people will be assisted. Because whatever it is, the situation was not like this before. If the situation was bad before I came, tell me, and I must change. And that's why the presidency must listen to the tax reform. It is not a good policy for northern Nigeria, because we are not going to get money to pay your salaries, to do roads. They must listen. Otherwise, they are calling for anarchy. And that is not good. We voted the presidency in this state and other states. They must listen to us. They must not come up with policy that favors only one section of the country or one state in the country. It is not about religion. It is not about tribe. It is about national unity. It is about national hegemony. And this is what we are all about. Good leadership. We will continue to be loyal for the time being. If the situation persists, they will see our real color. We are going to fight for it.
And that to 15%, which means you are going to double it. We were concerned that by doing that, it was going to actually increase the huge inflation that we have at the moment. The inflation of Nigeria today is about 34%. And what I was explaining earlier today is that this 34% is actually in the states where I lived and worked for, say like Lagos. But if you move to the deep north, it's far more than 34%. It's maybe somewhere around maybe 50% even. So it is the average that they take about, because in the north, we are not so lucky with the planning in the past to have industries, to have people who can work, to have people who can have purchasing power, to have people who can do that. So it will affect them the moment you increase VAT, because prices of items will increase. And so the people cannot afford. So a lot of people will actually go and live without the rice, without the sugar, without all the other things that attract VAT. Today, I'm the happiest person when we presented that and the committee said, if this is what you believe is the right thing, go ahead.
So, so I asked you that question because there were those who believe that the interest of the North, there will be, it's going to be jeopardized, that the North is going to feel the brunt of it if it was passed. But as it is right now, and I'm going to show our viewers what you agreed, the new formula that you agree with the tax reform.
Yes.
So now there seems to be the tension that should be calm in the North.
Yes.
That this is in the interest of Nigeria.
Yes. This is done not actually just for the North. It will affect every state that has similar challenges with the North. There are so many other states in the South that have similar challenges in the North. You know, I married from the East. I traveled extensively in the East. I was an MD of 2 companies that are all over Nigeria. I moved all over Nigeria.
So you are Wazobia?
Yeah, and I know the situation that we have, you know, in some other parts of the South. You know, some southern states are doing fantastic, but there are so many southern states that are not doing so well, just like the North. You know, so that's why I say it is for Nigeria. It is not really
so because as a cake, our tax law, the bodies of laws that we have guiding taxation in Nigeria has been, there were those who also worry that in northern Nigeria, the issue of inheritance is a major concern. Does this agreement today also settle and clear the air about what could become a danger to the principles of inheritance in the North?
No, you see, the aspect of that is that it's already in the existing law. There has been some misinformation about some items of this tax reform bill. As I said, there were 4 bills. But most of the time, people keep looking at the tax bill, you know. There is also the registration bill is part of it. There is also, you know, there are 4 bills in totality, you know. So there is a bill that addresses multiple taxation. There are so many good things about this particular reform, but there are things that affect people negatively. I don't want to say that not only affects people generally negatively, because inflation is everywhere. When there is inflation, high prices, it will affect everybody, you know, and things like that. So when we brought it up, it's just that the northern governors brought the matter up, but the northern governors brought a matter that affects the whole of Nigeria. And I had somebody arguing that no, it's just second-term governors, you know, it's all crap. It's people who don't understand what is happening. You know, in reality, at that meeting that we had of 19 northern governors, everybody agreed with the position that the northern governors took. So it's not about first time or second time or third time governors or this and that. It's not about that. You know, it's about interests of Nigeria. And I'm happy that today we have been able to arrive at something. So I congratulate Mr. President for that. I congratulate Zag Adedeji for that. I congratulate Oyedele, you know, for that. The reason why I'm congratulating them, for you to put up a position and a debate to be put forward, and for you to accept that, okay, it's a superior debate, I accept. You know, it's not an easy thing. Not everybody has the capacity to do that. So
this is being seen as though there is a political attack on the Tinubu presidency. This was part of how it was seen, and it was also seen partly as the North versus the South.
No, as a matter of fact, is this debate that was put forward is for the protection of even the presidency. For people like us, you know, if ordinary people begin to feel heavy punch about the economic situation, the president will look bad. You understand? So for some of us who have identified these weaknesses and brought them up, and then we are discussing them, is people who truly love the president. Because if you don't love the president, you say, let it go. And the moment a common man is hit by some of these things, the common man will actually turn around and hate the president for that. So where is the debate about a fight on the president? No, it's an intellectual debate between intellectuals, people who understand what it's all about, and they are the people who debated it, they understood each other, and they have moved on. As I said in one of the meetings, you know, a lot of people who didn't even understand what was happening, they are the people who hijacked the debate, and that's the reason why it was looking like an attack. No, as an APC governor, I cannot attack an APC administration. Forget even the president, even an APC, a senator, I can attack a senator. I can attack House of Reps members. I can attack, you know, so it is not an attack. It's actually an intellectual debate about things that we know that will be detrimental to the country. It will have actually jumped our inflation. And when inflation comes, whether you are northern or you are southern, as long as you buy and pay VAT, it will affect you. So it's not about...
Yeah, so let's go over what... so politically speaking, the position today has given an equilibrium.
Correct.
And the presidency, the governors, and the northern elite are on the same page with this position. Correct. Is that what it looks like now?
That's what it is. Not that it looks like. That's what it is.
There are 5 points that you agreed on today.
Yes.
Right. And let me show Nigerians what the agreement was based on the communique that was read today. One of it is an agreement on the strong support for the comprehensive reform of Nigeria's archaic tax laws, and agree on the importance of modernizing the tax system to enhance fiscal stability and align with global best practices. So there is a meeting point.
Yeah.
That we need to change the laws.
Yeah, we all agreed that, you know, change is constant. We must continue to look at our laws, and where they are overdue, we reform them. Multiple taxation is one, for instance. You have to change that in order to attract investment. So that one is set. We agree.
You also agreed and endorsed of a revised value-added tax VAT sharing formula to ensure equitable distribution of resources. And I'm going to show our viewers what you agreed on today, and perhaps explain to us the difference and how this has settled the dust. You agree with the Tayo Oyedele committee and Zak Oyedeji's team that there should be a revised VAT sharing formula in this manner. And the figures are now 50% based on equality, 30% based on derivation, and 20% based on population.
Fantastic.
Who gave what? I mean, someone must have given something. And
well, there has been movement of grounds. You understand? The biggest movement of ground came from the part of the committee and Mr. President. Initially, and that's what some of the governors kept asking. You know, they were fighting because it was like 60% that was going to go on derivation. And we say that one is going to hit. That's, I think, some of the governors saying, why is all the money going to Lagos? If you have had that kind of debate, it is based on that 60% that was originally suggested. So we now said, no, that is not right. Take 50% of the amount, you know, and now share that 50% equally among the 36 states of the Federation and the FCT. That is one. Take 20% of it, share it according to the population, you know, because it is meant for the people. So that one is clear.
Population of its state.
Population of a state.
So you mean that the states like Lagos, Kano, Rivers, they will get some. They will probably get more.
Yeah, they will get more because they have more people. You know, Kano will have more people. Therefore, I don't expect at Nasarawa State to receive the same amount of people that will cater for the people of Nasarawa State like Kano. So that one we have to give in. So it's perfectly understood. You know, so but the 50% that is going to be shared right now, I think that's the catch. Is going to be shared equally. Whether you are 30, whether you are 10 times the size of another state, you will get the same amount. And that's a chunk of 50% is going to do that. And let me tell you the good thing that we achieve on that, as far as Mr. President is concerned. The current sharing formula, current one, not the one that is being revised, is 15% that goes to the federal government. Now, we say 15%, only 10% will go to the federal government. 90% will now go to the states and the local government. And it is this 90% that we are now sharing it the way that you are seeing that way. So I think anybody who has moved ground is the federal government that has moved more ground. So we should commend the federal government for moving the ground, and then we are able to do this.
So now, in all of this, our friends are at Agora Policy. It's a think tank. And based on the agreement of today, this is what their own simulation looks like. From what I saw on their website and their handles. If you look at it, it does look like states like Lagos and Rivers will bear the brunt. They might be getting less than what that accrues to them presently, or in the old or the proposition made in the bill before today.
Correct.
That's what it looks like now.
Correct. And that's fair. Okay? And I'm telling you now from my own understanding of how VAT is generated, how it is derived, and how it is actually paid back to the Federal Inland Revenue Service. You know, so based on that, majority of these companies that are registered, and I give you a good example, FCT. I had to continue giving example with Lagos. I give you FCT. Today, FCT is actually, because if you look at it, there are no industries in FCT, right? But FCT is number 3 when it comes to derivation. You know where the derivation is coming from? There are no companies that have big capital in FCT. No. But it's because the road that you are constructing in Lafia.
When we say that the northern leaders are lazy and they like to eat where they don't contribute, the majority of our northern brothers and sisters thinks it's an attack on the north, or maybe it's an agenda. You know, before I say anything, I would like you to see this video. Yeah, it is very, very important.
This terrorism, this banditry, this carnage, it's not just happening by mistake. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry. A multi-billion-dollar industry because it takes a lot of money on defense budget. It has a lot to do with the sale of drugs. It has a lot to do with mining and illegal bunkering and illegal and illicit mining. And look at the areas that are generally affected by this. Take the Northeast, for instance. In the Northeast, you have the blue diamond. That is a strategic mineral. You have oil at the Chad Basin that is being explored right now, but illegally. You have Zamfara. If you go to Zamfara, Zamfara has more gold than Ghana. Zamfara's gold is being traded in Dubai and other parts of the country. There is a market called Nigerian gold in Dubai. Go and check. So who is doing this mining? Most times they are the governors, the people in power. They are the ones doing it in connivance with foreign mercenaries. Can you remember? Have we forgotten when they said there is a no-fly zone in Zamfara? Why should there be a no-fly zone? There isn't even an airport in Zamfara, but aircrafts land and they take off from Zamfara. And let me tell you something else. In Zamfara, every container that comes from China ends up in Zamfara. You know why? Because in Zamfara, the soil in Zamfara has all the strategic minerals that you can can think of. So when the containers come in from China, they land they end in Zamfara, and a bag of Zamfara soil is today sold at 5,000. So they need to displace the people to allow them to continue with their mining.
My brothers and sisters from the north, most especially the Hausas, Bari, Kanuris, and other ethnics and tribes indigenous to northern Nigeria. If you need the truth, then this is it. I feel so bad seeing some of our northern brothers ignorantly coming out to kick against this tax reform bill. Stop swallowing the line, hook, sinker at once. You know why? Because at the end of the day, you people are still at the receiving end. Who are the herdsmen Boko Haram terrorizing the north? Hausas. Nothing concerns Fulani men because they know how to use what they have to get what they need. Out of ignorance, the oppressed is being deceived to fight for their oppressors. Because of your resources, they created banditry and terrorism. But in there are people from the Sahel who are not Nigeria, and they commercialized banditry and terrorism because they wanted to remove you from your land and take over it and the resources. You people want to be blind to the truth. Still yet, our other people are sleeping over this agenda against them. They don't want the Hausas to know how rich in mineral resources their land is. That is why they are making it look like fuel subsidy removal is bad, when your state's governor can actually subsidize fuel for you. Yes, you deserve more than that from the exorbitant allocation our state governor are receiving from federal government. But what are they doing with the money? That is why they make it look like hunger is the problem, where each governor in the north and south can invest in agriculture and boost it in their respective states. Why are they not doing so? We have land. Why are we still complaining about hunger? Let us think about it. You see all these things you are complaining about: hunger, insecurity, rise in dollar, fuel subsidy. They are just part of the system. The system created it. My dear brothers and sisters from the north, you know, I keep telling you that Tinubu is never your problem. Take it or leave it. Go and hold your leaders accountable. Everything you are complaining about, you have the solution in the hands of your governors and your local government chairman. Do you know why? Because they are the closest government to the people. Yes, hold them accountable and ask them what they are doing with the money they are receiving. And I have seen this trend on social media where people are complaining that is it the governor that will bring down fuel to 100 naira? My dear, your governor can do it. Yes, I have said it earlier. Your governors can do it. At least state allocation has been increasing as the effect of subsidy removal. Ask your governor what they are doing with the money. Tell them to use the money to subsidize fuel for your state. Yes, very simple. Zulum has already started something similar by doing what? Subsidizing fuel for the farmers. Let them subsidize fuel for their state. Yes, if fuel scarcity or fuel is the problem, tell them to subsidize it for you. All these governors are just there for nothing. This is why you see a governor crying because of tax reform bill. Imagine a whole leader of a state. These people don't have shame. A leader who doesn't know how to solve problems does not deserve to lead. You resign if you don't know what to do. Yes, a leader needs to be a visionary, a strategic thinker, and a technocrat. Lazy leader, lazy governor who wanted to pie themselves because of our entitlement mentality. We are just deceiving ourselves with unitary system. Meanwhile, everybody is playing regional politics. We all know the truth. You know that Nigeria is not a nation but a country of many nations. Every region is playing regional politics and pursuing regional interests. Oh, don't be surprised that Southeast don't even want the tax reform bill. Oh, because we don't want to talk. This is to tell you we need regional government. Let us readjust this system and constitution and negotiate it back to regional government. Now, we have two options. Is either tax reform or we go back to regional government. It's as simple as that. End of story.